According to reports, T. Higgins not expected back in Cincinnati. Now, we can blame this on a lot of things. Number one, we can blame this on ownership and the brass not inking Jamar Chase while they could. Because Jamar Chase's value is going through the roof. He's going to cost so much more in 2025 offseason contract dollars than in 2024. It's going to be absolutely mind-bending what this guy is able to pull in contract-wise. I don't know if the Bengals can make this happen. I don't know if they can fix this situation, but I'll tell you this right now. T. Higgins looks really good right now. T. Higgins is going to get a bag. T. Higgins will probably be one of the most exciting contract talk discussions in the offseason. I can't wait. My juices get flowing. I get absolutely amped when we start talking about free agency, rookie content. That's where we get going. January, actually December, we start talking 2025. I hate to break it to you, but we go live more than anybody. We go live longer than anybody. We can do two things at once. We can chew gum and walk and talk and predict at the same time. And I have to tell you, in December, we're starting to get into 2025. Doesn't mean we're leaving 2024 in the rear view. We still got a lot of work to do in the current season. But we're going to get into 2025. But January 1, it gets crazy up in here. Other people take a break. We don't take a break. Other people say, I'll be back in March or April. We get going on January 1. Rookie content on January 1. Free agency talk on January 1. And T. Higgins, we're talking T. Higgins.
Let him cook.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
I don't even know where T. Higgins is headed. I mean, we try and predict some of these things early on, and they're always going to be different because we can't tell what teams are truly interested right now. But you start looking around the league and you say to yourself, like, where's this guy going to end up? Is it going to be in New England? Is it going to be somewhere like Pittsburgh that doesn't necessarily need him as bad, but would be willing to overpay, maybe not? I have a feeling he's going to command so much money. There's no sort of like he's playing equal fiddle, if not second fiddle, to a Pickens, or he's going somewhere to be the bona fide number one. Now, it depends what he does. So like Juan says, Dallas. He's not going to Dallas. There's no way a team is paying him that amount of money to be the number 2 wide receiver. He's getting absolutely overpaid. So he's going to be someone's number 1 wide receiver. He's not going to Dallas. I can tell you that right now. He's not going to the Steelers. I can tell you that right now. I know some of you guys think that this guy's going to get this like secondary type contract. He's going to be one of the hottest commodities in the offseason, and he's getting the bag. Steelers aren't paying him top 5 wide receiver money. That's what he's going to get, especially if he can finish the year on fire and do well and stay healthy. He could get top 5 to 10 wide receiver money. We're not here to argue whether he deserves it. We're not arguing whether he deserves it. We're not. That's not a debate. It's not that he deserves it or doesn't deserve it. He's going to get it. He's going to get it. So what team is paying him top 5 to 10 wide receiver money? I don't know. Might it be the New England Patriots? They might just say, we need Drake May to have a weapon. It's worth overpaying. Will the Bengals have any sort of ability to pull in T. Higgins and also Jamar Chase through the tag, whatever? Hard to say. It really is hard to say what this is going to look like for the Bengals, because every game he plays well on the way out the door makes them regret not pulling both those guys in and locking them up. But the real story here, the underlying story, is that the Bengals sharded the bed hardcore by not locking up Jamar Chase on a 2024 salary and money amount that's going to change walking into 2025. Jamar Chase is going to cost boatloads. He's going to go to the I don't know, the levels we've never even seen. It's going to be absolutely crazy. And as this report points out, T. Higgins will depart most likely in free agency as the Bengals allocate their resources toward the Jamar Chase contract extension, which is really going to be something to see. Chase will likely become the league's highest paid wide receiver. Easily become, not likely, he will become the highest paid wide receiver, especially the way he's playing right now. So T. Higgins, Bengals probably can't afford him. Not to mention this guy's going to want Jamar. I'm not saying he's getting Jamar Chase's money, but if Jamar Chase gets paid before, like, let's say that situation ends up coming to fruition, let's just say, in a hypothetical world, this guy's going to try and piggyback off as close as he can. No one's saying he should get Jamar Chase money, but he's going to want it. That's the problem. Doesn't matter what you or I think about a player. What matters is what the player thinks about himself. Look at Brandon Ayuk, case in point. And G-Men, G-Men, has a little bit of a pessimistic view on life sometimes, I will say. G-Men says Higgins will fake an injury soon, too. I don't think so, G-Men. I think he's playing for his bag. To fake an injury is to put a dent in his pocketbook, bro. His bank account goes down let's say 10, 15 million or something like that if he fakes an injury. If he fakes an injury or gets injured, either one, a real injury or a fake injury, he loses money. He's not faking nothing, G-Men. This is a negative outlook on our boy Little T. That's a negative outlook on our boy Little. I appreciate you though, G-Man. You know that, but no, I don't think he's faking nothing, bro. He's going for the bag. He's going for the bag, as Freedom just said. Playing for next year's contract. There's a lot at stake for him. His ability to deliver on weeks 12 through 17, weeks 12 through the playoffs. If they were to make the playoffs, which I don't think they mathematically, then that's what he's playing for that. He's playing as balls to the wall as he can to get his financials in order, to get his bread and his chickens in line. My boy, it ain't nothing that this guy hasn't already thought of. He needs to go balls to the wall the rest of the way. Tampa Bay Buccaneers Mike Evans is back in the fold for week number 12. Fire him up. Return to practice. Full go. Mike Evans is going to be a gem for those of you buying low right now. Nick Bosa is looking very, very questionable for week 12, which is going to be a nice little thing to note, as you go into your potential matchups and you're trying to decide what defense, what situation accounts for what, and who should you push all your chips in walking into this Week 12 tilt. And so we'll be going over matchups and things like that. But that's definitely something to keep in mind. The defensive side of this 49er unit going up against the Green Bay Packers. Packers are going to have a much bigger field day against the Niners if Bosa's out of the lineup. So that's something we need to monitor and take note of. If I had to guess right now, I'd say 70% chance he sits. I feel fairly confident in saying Rodgers will not be the QB for the New York Jets in 2025, according to the 33rd team Twitter post. Aaron Rodgers' experiment in New York is probably over, and there's so much chatter. Joe Douglas getting fired, scapegoat GM that I think has done extraordinary things, bringing in extraordinary talent into this New York Giants environment, or New York Jets environment. And the New York Jets are looking for a scapegoat, and they're using their head coach. Got rid of Saleh, blamed Saleh, and I also believe Saleh deserved to be fired for a few other reasons. Letting Aaron Rodgers control what he did in the offseason, what he didn't do in the offseason. And the Jets are absolutely, I said Giants because we're about to get into the Giants and go on a rant on the Giants as well. So Joe Shine, you're next. Get your shine box. We're talking about this Jets team, this owner This absolute debacle of an owner that tried to take control of things and apparently screwed up things from the inside out from the beginning. Now, this is a team that has made the coach the scapegoat for wrong reasons. Okay, I still think that they turned to him at the wrong time and said, "You're out of here. You're out of here. You're going to take the fall." They haven't looked any better since they made that move, have they? So now they're looking for another scapegoat. Oh, GM, you brought in Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall. You've done an absolute phenomenal job assembling this core. The defense, Sauce Gardner, there's been a lot that's been positive. It is the implementation of what the collection of talent is in the GM, the collecting of the talent. Is the implementation wrong or the collecting of the talent wrong? Because the collecting of the talent has been pretty spot on. It's been the implementation that has been a problem. It's been the owner that's been a problem. So Aaron Rodgers, yeah, maybe he's not the right guy for the job. I think we've probably concluded that this is not going to work, and you cannot put one more season into this experiment. You just can't. But you got rid of the one guy that probably could get you if you would let him. Joe Douglas, if you would let him, could probably have gotten you out of this situation in the best way possible, and you made him the scapegoat. You made him the scapegoat. All right, did you get your Shine box? Joe Shine? Joe Shine is the worst GM in the National Football League. The worst. You didn't hear me stutter. I said that very clearly. He's the worst GM in the National Football League. By far and away, this imbecile. This guy's own son knows more about football than he does. His own son had his feet on his dad's desk like this. His feet up on his desk. And he said, I think he was throwing a football, I forget, or he's throwing a paper clip or something. And he's sitting there in his dad's desk and he goes, "You should take Jaden Daniels." Hey, Papa, you should take, you should do whatever you can. You should do whatever hey, Papa, this is your son at your desk doing a better job than you. You should take Jaden Daniels, Papa. He goes, "All duly noted. Dad, you only get this job once. Apparently you can have it twice. Apparently they're not going to get rid of you. Apparently Joe Shine, according to reports, has a safer, secure job here in New York GMing the New York Giants than Dable does as head coach." Joe, get your Shine box, has a more likely chance of remaining with the team. Now, if that's not an absolute, I don't know, kick to the nutsack, if you're a Giants fan, I don't know what is. This guy absolutely ruined your team. He's ruining your star wide receiver. Malik Neighbors is getting hospital balls left and right. You got rid of Saquon Barkley, who could have helped cultivate whatever you wanted to do with this team. Helped keep defenses honest, keep them for 2 more years, bring in a QB. Maybe you're lucky to get a Shedeur Sanders or something like that, if he'll even play there. He might not play there. He might say, "Eli held out for you guys. I'm holding out to not play with you guys." And for anybody that comes in here and tries to give me some double talk about how the Giants needed to let Saquon go, you don't know what in the hell you're talking about, pal. You don't know what in the hell you're talking about.
Take a big lap. We don't need your hating ass coming back now. Take a big lap. Take one and you don't come back. Take a big. Get lammed. Wrong. Muy mal.
If one of you even try to argue that Saquon Barkley needed to go bye-bye, they couldn't hold him, Smitty. They had to stop. Just stop. You're embarrassing yourself. You're embarrassing yourself. Embarrassing yourself. You're sharting all over the bed right now. This team is a debacle. And I hope to God that Neighbors gets his quarterback somehow, some way. Because Neighbors is a top 1 to 5 wide receiver capable. Absolutely. But he lives in a world where he can't be anything but a bottom of the 10 territory wide receiver, because he'll either keep getting hurt because he's getting fed hospital balls, or he won't ever see the end zone enough to be a top 5 wide receiver. He is an absolute gem. And we need the Giants to bring in an elite quarterback that can facilitate early. Do what Drake May's doing. Do what Bo Nix is doing. Oh, but Smitty, rookie QBs need to sit. How many times in the offseason did I say that's the biggest bunch of junk I've ever heard in my life? Sitting a rookie QB? What world do you live in? Rookie QBs don't sit anymore. You put them right in. This is why Shanahan ruined Trey Lance. We'll never know what Trey Lance could have been. So say what you want about Trey Lance. He got ruined because Shanahan didn't use him. The kid didn't have any reps. The Colts trying to ruin AR5. We came in and screamed, "What are you doing? Why are you sitting AR5?" And don't tell me sitting him helped him. He barely sat for a very short period of time. It was idiotic, moronic, stupid to put AR5 on the bench for Joe Flacco. You're not winning anything with Joe Flacco. What are you going to accomplish? You need to give AR5 reps. You need to work with AR5. AR5 tapping out, you could have solved that from a coaching perspective. Hey, I need to come out. No, we'll just call a timeout. Let's save face here. Let's teach our quarterback, not let him tap out and send our backup in. You could have solved that by covering for him and explaining it to him. But no, you then have a mess on your hands because you miscoached AR5 over in Indy. I know I'm jumping around from Indy to New York to the New York Jets, but it's all kind of the same thing. It really is a big pot of mess. Just a big bunch of crap. And part of me wonders how these guys even get these jobs. How does Joe Scheinbox even get a job as the GM? He's an imbecile. He doesn't know what he's doing. I know thousands more ways to build a team than Joe Schein, and I've never done it. I could go in there and build a better team than Joe Schein. I don't understand what the hell's going on. Then a team like the New York Jets has a good GM and Joe Douglas, and they get rid of him because they don't know how to accumulate talent at other positions to facilitate it. Your coaching positions. Everything else is a mess in New York. You've got a surplus of talent and no ability to coach it and get the best product on the field. Then you've got the complete opposite in the other New York team, and the New York Giants, that have the worst GM in the league, have a good head coach, horrible quarterback, and the head coach knows how to cultivate a QB, but he doesn't know how to identify one when they're coming in the door, apparently, because he thought Danny Dimes was good. So I question Dable. I don't know if Dable knows how to identify a quarterback. If you hand him one, if you're Joe Douglas and you're allowed to do your job, you could hand him one. Maybe Joe Douglas needs to maybe we need to swap GMs. Joe Douglas is available. Bring him in, New York. Unbelievable. Saquon Barkley, Smitty. They had to let Saquon Barkley. They couldn't afford. They're trying to build Smitty. They can't keep Saquon Barkley. What kind of team would you build? Would you go to war for me if I said, I'm not building for the future. I'm building for the future and the now. We're going to try and win with the rookie quarterback. We're going to try and grab a Bo Nix or a Penix Jr. or Drake May, not a Caleb. And we're gonna grab that rookie quarterback. We're drafting Neighbors. We get aggressive. We go and trade up and draft a QB in the 10, 11, 12 territory. I would have got aggressive. Would you have gone to war for me if I said we're keeping Barkley, we're drafting Neighbors, and we're trading the future to go get Bo Nix, who your boy Smitty loved, Penix, who I still think is going to shine. I don't understand what in the hell is going on here. I do this every day, and I'm more confused right now about what's going on than I ever have been. Just watching these GMs and teams mismanage everything. It's a debacle. Straight debacle. Super chat time. Kirkwood dropping the $20 hauler. Caught slipping in a 10-team league that finds me needing a running back this week, Smitty. I'm 6-5. I traded JD and Chase Brown for Kyron at Bo, AR5, Hall, HN, Cup, Dell, McBride, McLaurin. Like it. I like the team. Playoffs, here we come. Kirkwood, you've done a good job. I like everything you've done there. I understand why you did what you did. Kyron Williams is a good buy low. People thinking Kyron's going to continue to not score touchdowns and go downward is crazy to me. Trade JT, BTJ, and thank you for the $20 hauler.
Too much.
My boy coming in strong. Trade JT, BTJ, and Dell for Nico and Pacheco. I would rather have, wow, this is a close one. This is a very, very close call. Give me Nico and Pacheco, and I'm riding on the fact that Pacheco has the upside to be really as good as anything on the other side of the trade. And that's a bold statement, but I can say that because Nico's also on that side. I get a little flexibility to be a little bold in thinking that with that combination. Give me the combo. Trade London and Cook for Kyron and Pickens. I'd take Kyron and Pickens. Pickens is closer to London than Cook is to Kyron, even though I like Kyron, or I like Cook a lot. I do like Cook, but I'm taking that side of the trade. Young coming in with a $2 hauler. Theo Johnson or Schoonmaker. I'm going to say probably neither. I guess give me the Shoemeister. But I don't know. I'd hope there's something else that you could grab somewhere, but maybe not. Trade Wilson for MHJ. I don't know which Wilson this is, bro. Garrett Wilson. I assume it's Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson for MHJ. I'd rather have MHJ right now. Winning team. They're fighting for something on the up and up. Garrett Wilson's trapped in a absolute purgatory of a situation. Flex 1, JSN, Jennings, or Javonte. Give me Jennings. Jennings is on fire. I like JSN right now. DK, who knows what that wide receiver room looks like, I think, this week. It looks maybe slightly different. I'm going with Jennings, who's the clear number 1 wide receiver in San Francisco. Not that Debo can't re-grab that rotation in a sense, where they're rotating. 10-man full PPR team is Jalen Hurts, Amon-Ra, Collins, JT, Connor, Mark Andrews, Reed. Bench is Eckler, ETN, Rashad White, Addison. Keep or make moves. I'd probably say with this squad, I love the wide receiver, love the quarterback. I think the running backs are solid, but would I be contemplating a Connor and maybe Andrews and going a little bit rogue at the tight end position if it gets me something? Or Connor and Reed. Reed's got good value. Eckler might have some good value right now. Rashad White might have some decent value. Am I trying to upgrade Connor into a doubted player similar to JT, really? Yes, I am. Are there that many running backs to go get? Not really. You have guys like Bijan and Kyron that are going to cost a lot more than that. You could try. I don't think you're going to get it. I think Connor's pretty good. Like, if you could go get maybe James Cook, I would bank on James Cook more than I would Connor. But there is a world where Connor's near as good. Like, if you're not getting a nice little bump to at least James Cook, JT would have been perfect, but you already have him. If you can't get Breece Hall, Bijan, Kyron, Jahmyr Gibbs, or James Cook, I would say. Kamara would be another one. If you can't get one of those guys, I think I'm probably standing down and just saying this team is really good. But I do think you might be able to get something like that if you poke around enough. Another RB, let me just read off a couple RBs. Achan, obviously, Breece Hall, Gibbs. You're not going to get Mixon. You're not going to get Henry. You're not going to get any of those guys. Kamara, you start getting a little bit close to Connor at that point to where it's like, do you even make a trade at all? I think Chase Brown's in the realm of consideration, but I think this is a good team. I'd probably say hang tight with this squad if you can't get something weird done like that. That's a great team, bro. That's a really good team. Kevin with the $20 holler. My boy Kevin coming in strong. Smitty, Superflex League, currently 8-3. My QBs are Joe Burrow, AR5, and Darnold. Starting running backs are Brees and Chase Brown, Nico, Tillman, DJ Moore, Trey McBride, bench Jonnu, Mondre, Warren. Trade or ride to the championship. I would say with this team, I'm trying to upgrade DJ Moore if I can. Jonnu's pretty damn good. I would try and use McBride or Jonnu, whichever one I could, get more out of, and then roll with the other to upgrade DJ Moore, to maybe upgrade Tillman. I love everything else about this team. It's straight fire. I love the gamble of AR5 in this situation, to be frank with you. I almost want to do that, go that direction versus even try and upgrade him. So it really comes down to, can you get a wide receiver like Lamb, Hill, Evans, JJ, Nico. Neighbors is in the conversation. Yeah, I definitely think Neighbors, as much as we just shit talked the Giants situation pretty hardcore, he is still a gem. He is still a guy that can put everything on his back and shoulders and carry it until he gets injured. So those are all players I would look to maybe try and grab, bro. Traded Lamb and Hill for JJ. That's a lot. I don't hate it. If you have the depth to do it, I Smitty approve it. Like if your lineup goes up and you're not, hurting because of Hill or Lamb leaving it, you have let's say a Hopkins that goes in and now you got JJ, then I'm fine with it. It is a lot. Like, you're giving that person a little more help than they're giving you, but that doesn't mean you both can't win from that trade. That's tough. I mean, it's good though if you have that kind of depth. 10-man full PPR, 7-4. Team is Purdy, Love, Bijan, Gibbs, Chase Brown, Dobbins. I'm trading Dobbins if I need to. AJ Brown, Mooney, Juwan Jennings. Even though I love Juwan Jennings, I'm trading Jennings on the high with JK for one player. JT. Potentially try and get Collins. Try and get Cooper Kupp, Kyron, JJ, obviously, Bijan, Achan, Kyron on the cheap. Like any of those guys using a combination of Jennings and Dobbins, who might have more value than you think. And even if you throw in Otten, who's getting potentially less targets moving forward with the return of Evans, not to the point where I'm freaking out, but it's something that maybe I look to maybe trade. So that trio could maybe get you something that you don't think you can get until you try. Use my bench to upgrade QB, tight end. Bijan, Gibbs, K9, Chase, Nico, Evans, fantastic. Would be my Purdy, Tillman, Taysom, Jones for Hurts, Bowers. Purdy, Taysom, Hill, Tyreek Hill, and Aaron Jones for Hurts and Bowers. Woo! Yeah, I mean, that's your bench. You got to smash the hell out of that. I'd even contemplate doing all of this for Jalen Hurts if I needed to, but certainly try to get Bowers. But that's an absolute fantastic move, bro. How do you feel about Hopkins versus Downs versus Dell? I would rank them in probably Hopkins, Dell, Downs order, with Hopkins being a tier break above those guys. Just, I get that he had a kind of disappointing outing and everyone's down on him right now, but I love Hopkins still. I think Hopkins could be a top 15, easily top 12 to 15 wide receiver going forward. The other guys are just going to be hit and miss. Ivy with a $20 hauler, AR5 for Tracy. Traded AR5 for Tracy, needed another flex, and I got Mahomes already. I'm fine with that. Should I use Tracy to get something else? I would definitely explore it. So maybe something along the lines of Devontae Smith and to go get Collins. So Devontae Smith and Tracy for Collins. Devontae Smith and Tracy for JJ. Devontae Smith and Tracy for St. Brown. You start getting to a point where there's no more upgrade, though, past St. Brown. You could maybe say Evans. Evans could be that. Laporta. And now Tracy Jr. had Tillman at the flex. That's what I would do with that team. That's a great squad, though. And you don't have to make a move. You still could, be a winning team with that team right there. Sven, Seven, appreciate you. I have Hurts, Gibbs, Kyron, Chase Brown, Kupp, London, Reed. Offer is Bijan and either BT or Neighbors. So I'm going to say Neighbors. So Bijan and Neighbors for Kupp and Reed and Chase Brown. Bijan and Neighbors for Cup, Reed, and Chase Brown. I probably take Bijan and Neighbors. It's a really, really tough call, but that is selling Chase Brown high. You're like, if Chase Brown continues, there's no shame. You're still breaking like even probably if all players stay healthy. In a worst case scenario, you're watching Chase Brown go bye-bye and explode still, but you're getting a lot back. I would lean toward that side. 5 and 6 starting: Allen, Josh Jacobs, Gibbs, London, MHJ, Hawkinson, Flex, Ladd, D-Hop was offered Kyren for Jacobs and MHJ, and CMC plus Kelsey for Jacobs and Hawkinson and London. Man, I probably say offered Kyren for Jacobs and MHJ. That's a lot. I mean, this is really close. Chat, what do you like better if you're this guy? And you've got Allen, Jacobs, Gibbs, London, MHJ, Hawkinson. Would you rather trade MHJ and Jacobs for Kyren, but then you're kind of slimmed out a little bit? Or do you give up Jacobs, Hawkinson, and London for Kelsey and CMC? Can I get a vote on this one, please, for Thomas? I'd like to help Thomas out. Let's get a vote on that. What trade do you like best? Do you like Kyren or Jacobs and MHJ? Or do you like CMC and Kelsey? Let's see what you guys think of this one, please. Please vote on this for Thomas. Hurts on injury report. Anything to worry about? Not yet. Hurts has been banged up. Remember, Sirianni kind of spilled the beans and said, yeah, he's hurt. And then they're like, he's not hurt. The HR department, like, when he was in it, seriously, one of his HR staff members or communications people were like, he's not hurt. And he's like, yeah, I mean, never mind. Sirianni is an absolute mess. Absolute mess. We got people all over the board on this one. CMC, Kyren, MHJ. Kyren and MHJ aren't an option. Smitty always taking us to the moon. Thank you, Hargis. Appreciate you. No to both trades. I'm getting a couple no to both trades. I think that's where the majority of the chat might be leaning. Maybe. Now I'm getting a couple Kyrens. I don't know. This is tough. Jacobs and MHJ is the winner. Keep Kyren. He doesn't have Kyren. So, at the end of the day, I'm going to say this. You do the Kyren alone trade. I'd rather have Jacobs and MHJ just because it makes your team thin. I'm tempted to say CMC and Kelsey for Jacobs, London, and Hawkinson, though. That is a tempting one. So you'd have Allen, you'd have Gibbs, you'd have Christian McCaffrey, you'd have London, you'd have MHJ still, and you'd have Kelsey, you'd have Hopkins. Man. Kyren will be diminished. No, he won't. He's not gonna be just like he was gonna be diminished with kick returns, right? Punt returns. Okay. Hawkinson, London. I guess give me CMC and Kelsey and roll the dice. I don't know. That's a tough one. It's either that or just stand down, Thomas. If you don't want to take any gambles, then just stand down. Because your team's really good right now. You're messing with it for sure. You're messing with a good product. But if you like gambles, Kelsey and CMC is a gamble. But I don't know, bro. That's a tough one. Lay off the weights and let's grow that beard out this season. Lay off the weights. I'm not laying off the weights on anything, Kirkwood. I'm smashing the weights. I'm going to get these guns. These pipes are going to be cut. I trimmed down, which is good. But now I just need to kind of refine these bad boys. But we're going to be lifting. We're going to be lifting hard. 12-man PPR. JD, Kyren, Gibbs, Chase, DK, McBride, Waddle, Sharbs, Estime, Ford, Leggett, Pierce, Douglas, Olave. How do you feel about my team? I love the running backs. Running back Chase Brown look great. Gibbs, Kyren, Chase Brown, fantastic. The wide receivers, they're good. There's some maybe move to make, I suppose, in like Olave and Waddle, together to try and get like a doubted Hill or Lamb or something. But no one's going to trade for Olave or Waddle unless you're trading for their very doubted and disappointing player. And who's disappointed lately? Neighbors, Lamb, and Hill. Maybe Evans if you're lucky. Maybe DK. Maybe Debo if you wanted to take a gamble and say, let me send Olave and Estime, or Olave and maybe, I don't know, a slight downgrade tight end move or something. Let's say they've got like Goddard and you're trading McBride and you get Debo for an injured Olave or something like that. I think those are the receivers I would target. Evans and DK may be included in there. Debo may be included in there. But Lamb, Hill, and Neighbors feel like the easier targets if you ask me. Young, appreciate you. Thoughts on my squad going forward, 5 and 6. JD5, Herbert, Achane, Jacobs, Chase Brown, St. Brown, Cooper Kupp, Tillman, Ingram. Like it. It's a good squad. Very good squad. No moves to really make unless you can somehow finesse Tillman and Jacobs for a slight upgrade, or Chase Brown and Tillman for a slight upgrade. I don't think I trade St. Brown. I don't think I trade Achane. I don't think I trade Kupp. And JD and Herbert's pretty solid. You could get it wrong each week once I think JD5 does get back on his horse and starts balling out again, and I think he will. Jamar Chase, not Chase Brown. Even more so, bro. Jamar Chase is so good, bro. He's so good. Any team I liked already with Chase Brown, and you're swapping out Chase Brown and Jamar Chase, is even better. Have Hurts, AJB, Devontae Smith. Trade Smith or roll with both wide receivers. I can get MHJ. I would take MHJ. I'd take the gamble on MHJ, my boy. I think that's a good move. I think that's a safe move. It's a good move. I like it a lot. Let's see here. That's the best way to get banned, is to come into a channel and say, "Come check out my channel." now you're gone. It's that simple. Start Estime, Warren, or Trey Benson. Benson. But I don't love those options. Those are tough options, my boy. Those are real tough options. Need one running back, one wide receiver, and a flex. Ladd versus Ravens. Okay, Bucky, Chuba. You're going to go Chuba, one running back, one flex. Chuba and probably Ladd. They're just the safest players, the best players, the smartest option right now. Bijan, BT, DJ Moore for Kupp. And Chase Brown and Reed. Give me the Bijan side. Bijan, BT. By a little bit. The reason I say that is I have Bijan, as the best player in the deal. And I think BT is going to be a top 12 wide receiver here. Bouncing back into that. But it's close. I mean, Chase Brown, Reed, and Kupp is solid. Bijan, BT. I think it just leaned Bijan, BT by a hair. It's really close, though. Really, really close. This one right here. It's rough without Bijan. Roshan, Benson, or Javonte. Probably Roshan is safest. Benson's higher risk, higher reward. Roshan could get a touchdown. Dobbins or Tracy this week. Probably Dobbins by a hair. Lamb, Chase Brown for Kamara, J-Mo, Garrett Wilson. Give me the Kamara side by a country mile. Omar, appreciate you. Taysom Hill or Laporta rest of season. Taysom for right now, but if Laporta can get healthy and stay healthy, he will be better than Taysom on the regular. But Taysom's on fire, bro. The problem is he can be hit and miss, but we'll see what they do. I mean, how do you not use him after that week? 1 PPR, 6 point per passing TD. Nix or Herbert? I'd probably go Nix right now, but very close. Otten or Hawkinson? Probably go Hawkinson with Evans back. And need a running back 2 or wide receiver 2 and a flex. I would go Tracy, JT, and Jennings. Or I would go JT, Jennings, and McConkey. But it really comes down to Tracy and McConkey. And I guess McConkey's safer. I like Tracy, but maybe we go Jennings, especially if it's PPR, and it is. So let's go McConkey, Jennings, and JT. If anybody thinks Tracy should be starting over McConkey or Jennings, please speak your mind so we can give some extra help. Mike P says Bo Nix or AR5. Probably Bo Nix is safer. AR5, I imagine, might have a touch more upside just, running the ball and everything. But man, I mean, Bo Nix can run too. Bo Nix can do it all. Bo Nix is balling.
Where's your mashed potatoes? Yeah, buddy.
To the moon.
Smitty, I can't believe you have Bo Nix over Caleb Williams. What kind of show is this? This is an imbecile show. Oh, bro. So what does it mean for T? Play hard the rest of the season? Of course, bro. He's playing for money. If he doesn't play hard the rest of the year, he's not getting the same bag. He might get the bag regardless, but he's not getting the same bag, bro. He balls out. It's payday time. It's payday time.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Smitty, I don't understand why you crazy. If you like Nix over Caleb, I can't believe what I'm hearing. How many times in the offseason did we get a Monday morning Morgan come in here and say that kind of stuff to us? Wild, absolutely wild. Flex, Devontae Smith, Rashad White, Sutton, or Ridley. Probably going to go with Sutton, I suppose, is the safest call, maybe. Chase Taylor, appreciate you. 12-man PPR, Gibbs, JK, Jettas, Nico, Debo, Ingram, Taysom. Traded JK and Ingram for Chase Brown. You think I won that, JK and Ingram? I think you could have, yeah. I'd rather have Chase Brown right now, but that's two very good pieces you gave him. There's nothing wrong with that other side of the trade. I think neither one of you worked the other one over, but I think that was a nice move. I think you got the better player, in my opinion, Chase Brown. He's absolutely playing out of his mind. Gavin from Arizona, you're live.
I traded James Cook, Olave, Dell for George Pickens and Waddle.
James Cook, Olave, and Dell for Pickens and Waddle?
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, if Olave doesn't come back to play, consistent ball or whatever the hell, we don't even know what that situation looks like right now. I understand why you wanted out of that, but, James Cook is hard to trade, bro. I wouldn't have done that. But I don't think you're getting crushed. I just think, I just like James Cook a lot. Yeah.
Well, I didn't have a spot to start.
So you're in a great grandma league?
I need a receiver. Yeah, because I have Bijan next to
Okay, but let's evaluate this then. So it's Cook, say it again, Cook, Dell, and Olave?
Yeah, for Waddle and Pickens.
Okay. So this is where it's no offense, but it's excuses really when you say, well, I need it. Well, the reason I did it, to me, if you didn't need Cook, he's a starting running back. I feel like you could have went and got one big wide receiver. You could have got somebody that's like St. Brown, Evans or something higher. I mean, maybe you think Pickens is that guy, and that's fine too. I can't really argue with that. If you think Pickens is going to be top 8 overall going forward or top 7, then you got your guy. And if he'll get shut down, this trade could very easily flip into your advantage. But I just think I would have probably tried to go get one wide receiver that I just, I mean, this is the kind of deal that maybe you could catch a JJ or St. Brown owner sleeping. I'm not saying you could have done it. Maybe you tried, But I just think Cook is very valuable. It could work out. It could work out.
Yeah. Pickens dropped 30 miles.
I don't know. All right, bro. Thanks, Gavin. Later, bro. Lucas from Cali.
Smitty for me, he was good.
What's up?
So I got a trade that just got accepted yesterday. I wanted to get your thoughts on it. So I traded away Chuba, and then I got back Brian Robinson and DeAndre Hopkins. What are your thoughts?
D-Hop and B. Rob Jr.
Correct. And then one thing to mention, I got a win this week, and Chuba's going against KC, while B-Rob is going against Dallas.
Yeah. I think you know, as much as I love Chuba, I think this side's pretty good. I think B-Rob's hard to value because he's been hurt, and it's like we almost like want to like discard him a little bit because we're pissed off that where you been? But like he could be fantastic down the stretch if he could stay healthy. And Hopkins, I still like a lot. So I like this. Smitty approved this side. I think you did good. It's fine.
You.
All right, bro.
You.
Nice work.
Thank you.
All right, later. Mr. Miyagi. Miyagi, son. You're live, son. Wax on, wax off. What's up, Miyagi?
Wax on, wax off. I got a trade. I was hoping I can get your opinion on it.
All right, hit me with it.
I'm on Raw and Josh Jacobs for Bijan and DK.
For Bijan and DK. Woo. Well, man. This is tough. This is what you call an even Steven trade, bro. Because, I mean, Bijan's the best player in the deal. Amon-Ra is the second best player in the deal and not too far off of Bijan, but below him. Jacobs, DK, I mean, you could argue Jacobs is better right now, but there's arguments to be made that DK is going to go on a tear. I'd probably bank on DK being even with Jacobs value-wise more than I would bank on Amon-Ra hanging with Bijan, but that could go the other way too. Miyagi, it sounds like you're flying a plane, bro.
Oh, my bad. I'm driving. Apologize.
That's right. So yeah, I definitely think this is an even trade, but I would slightly lean toward this side.
Okay, sweet. Can I get you to read my team for me, if I can?
Just read it off real quick. I'm not going to write it down, but go ahead.
All right. Hurts, Gibbs, Kyron, Bijan, McLaurin, Metcalf, Dell, Otten.
Very good. Grandma League. But hey, I play in a Grandma League too. We all do. All right, later, bro.
Man, you think it is? All right, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's a good team. All right, later. Bijan's his third running back. my flex, I got Bijan. You know, I figure I could use him. Figure he could get some totes. Yeah, that's a tough trade. That's a tough trade. Jacobs is really good. Amon-Ra is fantastic. Start Otten or Jonu. Otten will be surrendering some targets. Not all of them. I don't think he vanishes, but he'll be surrendering some targets to Evans. Think of it a little bit like the Gesicki thing. I'll admit, I'll take a lap on that. I thought Gesicki would remain. Maybe you still will. Maybe it's just one game. Ironically placed right when Higgins came back. But, I mean, Gesicki was gone. Like, where is he at? He got 0. I'm not saying Otten gets 0. They're still missing Godwin. You know, but I definitely think Jonu's, on fire right now. And Superfish put Jonu on the board as a top 5 tight end. That might win the entire contest that we have, the $50 hauler board. But yeah, Bucky, Shakir, thanks. Team Gibbs, Chuba, JK, Adams. Yeah, it's solid. I'd be looking to maybe move Adams and I don't know, Adams and Chuba for like one big monster, Manny. I don't know if you can do that. One big monster, broski. Do it live. 10-team PPR, 6-5. JD5 Love, Saquon, Achan, JT. What a running stable. Tracy's expendable. Nico, Tyreek, Tillman. I like that. Should I make any moves? Tracy to upgrade your QB situation if you could. If you could get a top dog. If that doesn't work, if a running back necessity isn't in play for somebody that has extra quarterbacks or the desire to downgrade, then I guess I'm looking to use Tracy to get Tyreek into a JJ, a St. Brown. Just get Tyreek into a tiny bit safer vehicle. And Tracy, other than that, I'm hanging on to Tracy. But the fact that you have 3 RBs, he's expendable to that in that sense. Not give him away, but like to upgrade something. Dropped Hill, lost, then picked him up. Got lucky. Why would you drop Hill? Oh, Taysom Hill. Okay. Yeah. Laporta or Otten this week. If Laporta's a go, I'd probably go Laporta. But Otten is still damn solid. If Laporta's limited or a snap count or doesn't play, obviously, then, Otten's probably the safer play. But again, let me preface it this way. Put Otten in, and then let's let the news change our mind. Like, Laporta's fine. It's off the injury report. Like, something like that would make me say go Laporta, but you need that in order to do it. Would you make any changes? Allen, Nix, McCaffrey, Saquon, Garrett Wilson, London, Puka. Love the receivers. I'd be very tempted to move Garrett Wilson and Reed, or Garrett Wilson and Otten, or Garrett Wilson and Sutton, for one upgraded wide receiver for that St. Brown move. Or Smith and Garrett Wilson for JJ, or equivalent. Smith for Neighbor straight up to just get a better receiver. You could do a small move like Smith into Neighbor, Smith into Evans, give up something small. Smith into Debo and take that gamble. I know everybody wants to give up on Debo, and I'm not saying buy him high. I'm saying that there's still a world where Debo is the number one, at least rotational-wise, with Jennings. Who can I trade Jerry Jones for? Sad Dallas fan. Joe Shine. You probably could get something on top of that. Joe Douglas, who's free. Explain how you trust Chuba against the Chiefs. Convince me, my boy. I feel like Bucky versus the Giants is a much better option. Because of volume, Daniel, it's not a good option. But Chuba could also get thrown to. Keep in mind the Chiefs can shut you down, but when you catch footballs, my boy, it's an entirely different thing. This guy could have 30 yards rushing, but have a 70-yard receiving touchdown. You can't game script out the entire player when he's an elusive. I'm not saying it's a great matchup at all. I'm not saying either one of them. Bucky's sharing the role. I like Bucky a lot, but he could have a 20-yard game or an 80-yard game. Bucky could have 120 total yards, or he could have 20 yards. Like, it's going to be volatile for him. I do like Bucky a lot. And I'm never once saying that that's not a debate, or that I couldn't have my arm twisted and going in that direction. Definitely could. Like, there's no set, I know you got to go Chuba Hubbard. Push comes to shove, Chuba's been a stud, and you just don't sit your studs. And Bucky is a good player, but is he putting players like that on my bench? I don't think so.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
What can I get for Otten, says Johnny. Johnny, I don't think you're going to get much for Otten as much as you would Otten and a player for like Tyreek Hill. Otten and a player to go get a DK Metcalf. Otton and a player, or Otton straight up for Debo, but Otton and a player for Debo. You know, like something like that. You know what I'm saying, bro? That's what I'm doing. Marco, you're live.
Hey, Smitty, I need some flex advice.
Okay.
So I did those trades. I'm kind of conflicted between Chuba Hubbard, Malik Neighbors. Chuba Hubbard and Malik Neighbors is pretty much, or Lam McConkey.
Namers,
Hubbard.
or Lad. I mean, Lad's pretty solid, but I'm gonna go Neighbors for me. But I mean, it's tough, bro. Like, what's he gonna get this week? How's it all gonna look? How's it all gonna shake out? I don't know. But he is. I don't know. He's my boy, though. I don't think I could sit him. Lad's very tough to sit right now, though. I feel like there's no. Is there any trades? Can you trade?
I mean, I did those 3 trades I was talking to you about. Well, not 3. I didn't trade T. Higgins. Remember you told me to stand down for trading one. I'm kind of glad I did too, because that news just broke about T. Higgins. Yeah, I think he might go off the rest of the season.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I can try and flip Neighbors into somebody else.
I would try and maybe trade Chuba and Lad for one player. But this week I'm going to go Neighbors, but it's really close, man. Trust your gut. You know, as we're saying, the Chuba matchup is tough, but he is versatile. Lad's on fire, but Neighbors is the best player.
Who would you try and get for Chuba and Lad?
Collins.
Try and go big?
Yeah, Collins, St. Brown, JT.
Well, I have Collins.
Bijan, Achan, Kyron. I mean, people. It's crazy what people will do, bro. You know.
Yeah. All right. I'm not trying to get.
All right. Call back when you get some.
All right.
Will with a super appreciate you, Will. Kyler, Herbert, Brees, Pollard, Rashad White, Reed, Debo. Rashad White. Reed, Debo, Pickens, MHJ, Kraft, Kincaid. I'm 6-5. I need to win this week. Moves to make. Thinking about trading Herbert. Yeah, of course, bro. If it's a 1 QB league, trade one of them. And they're both good value now. You wait a week. I'm not sure if you even have a deadline right now, but you wait a week and that might not be the case. So, of course. But it also depends on what those teams have. But somebody that I would give up would be Rashad White, Reed, maybe Pickens, but I want to get a monster. I'd probably keep MHJ, I'd probably keep Brees, I'd probably keep Kyler, and then everybody else is a little bit expendable. So if you could use Herbert to upgrade Pickens into a monster, I'd do that for sure. 808 caller, you're live. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Elijah from Hawaii.
What's up, Elijah? What can I do for you?
Hey, so I got a flex question between starting DK, CD Lamb, MHJ, and Mike Evans.
DK, CD Lamb, MHJ, Mike Evans?
Yeah, and plus Pacheco.
Probably Evans, man. As long as he looks good and he's playing and there's no...
Because I'm starting Cup and Puka.
Yeah.
At receiver. But then I also got Stafford and Kyrie, so it's kind of rough because it's 4 players on one game.
Yeah. So you need to choose one. I would probably say Evans. If you said one. Two. Okay, so Evans. Read them off again.
Nico, DK.
Oh, Nico.
MHJ.
Nico, yes. Nico.
Yeah, so I was thinking Nico and Evans.
Yeah, that's it. Nico and Evans.
Okay, appreciate it, man.
I didn't even hear you say Nico the first time. Nico, Evans, DK, MHJ, and who was the other one? Puka? Or I'm sorry, who? Lamb. Yeah, that's an easy call. Evans and Nico for me. Now, if Evans is like going to be on a snap count or something, then I think we just got to circle back and have a conversation about what's DK's looking like. You know, is MHJ worth the risk here? But yeah, you got to go Evans and Nico. I didn't hear you say Nico. Are you sure you said Nico?
Yeah, Nico.
All right. I didn't. All right, bro. Yep.
All right.
Smash it
Appreciate
later.
it.
Later.
Thank you.
I don't know if I heard him say Nico. Maybe he did. 724. Sometimes my line, like you guys will hear more than I do because it'll cut out for a second on my side, but not live. It's weird. 724. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Matt, Myrtle Beach.
Matt from Myrtle Beach. What's up, Matt? What can I do for you?
So I got a good question here for you, Smitty. My team is I got Mahomes, Knicks, Chase Brown, Tony Pollard, St. Brown, Jamar Chase, Adams as my flex, Brock Bowers. I got an offer today. My St. Brown for his Nico Collins and JSN, full PPR.
Nico and JSN. Now, who would JSN be replacing if you were to start him? Who are you pulling out?
Devontae Adams. I'm kind of worried about him.
I can't do this trade, no. I'd rather have St. Brown. I don't think I like JSN, but you don't know what JSN's going to get you. Like, we don't know how this is going to end. You know, he's been relied upon more than normal. I think it could continue, but at the same time, like, you know, one bad game and now you're debating, you know, what you should do with that spot each week. I'm going to say this is St. Brown's just safer. You've got Nico, who we love, but I don't know that he's out of the woods of getting re-injured, you know, and I also don't trust Stroud right now.
Exactly.
So I'm going to say no.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, later, bro. Next up is... Oh, I guess I missed the call. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. 801, where are you calling from? What's your name, 801?
I'm on break right.
Oops. That's good. Call back again. Sound like Denny. I'm on break. I'm on break right now. And then he. Sorry, bro. Call back. That sound like Denny. Denny calling from the shop. I had no idea Denny worked on cars. Actually, you know, he might have mentioned it before. Andy used to have a car, an old car, like a Mustang or something in his avatar at first. And I forgot what that... I'm sorry, 801, what's your name again and where are you calling from?
I'm on break, and I'm calling from Wyoming. I got a question. I freaking dropped Cincy, and I turned around and picked up freaking the Packer receiver. What's his name?
Watson. Watson. Well, you're on.
I freaking dropped. Yeah, I freaking dropped him. Then I freaking dropped freaking Hill. Then picked up Dinsley, which he went up. But then I freaking stopped the truck and picked up freaking Hill, which I was thankful. Now I got to figure out he's one receiver, one. So I'm thinking, is it Leggett or is it Pearsall? Pearsall makes his run back. I'm feeling good about Pearsall. I don't think he's done yet. And then I'm thinking about Leggett, Pearsall.
Who else is freaking available? Who else is freaking available we could throw in here?
Leggett, Xavier Worthy, Pearsall. I like those. I think one of those are going to go. I don't know. I don't know if I got any more choices than that.
I don't trust Leggett yet. I don't trust Leggett yet. He's freaking inconsistent.
So you're thinking Xavier Worthy. He takes off.
I'm freaking thinking about Pearsall and Worthy being your best two options right now. But let's go to the chat. Let's go to the chat. Let's go to the chat. Chat vote Pearsall Worthy. What's your name, bro? What's your name again?
Coach Gump. Coach
Huh?
Gump.
Who?
Coach Gump. Coach Gump.
Pam?
Coach Gump. Like Forrest Gump. Coach Gump.
Coach Gump. On break, Coach
Yeah.
Gump.
Yeah, I'm stressing over here. I'm stressing.
And where are you calling from? What state?
I'm in Wyoming. I'm in a parking area. I freaking went to freaking over by Elk Mountain. There's so much wind. And I'm arrested right now. I got to drive another 500 miles through Kansas City. Go drop this load and freaking wherever.
That's freaking insane, bro. Okay.
Freaking house burned down in Michigan. So I'm stressed.
Freaking sorry, bro.
It's all right. We're working through. We had good insurance.
Well,
The dog lives. Frodo lives.
we freaking appreciate you, bro. Let's see here.
Take the dog.
Guys, who we going with? Who we going with?
Come on, give me somebody.
Pearsall or Worthy? Can I get a freaking vote over here or what? Pearsall, Worthy, drop a vote now. I want 15 votes in a row. Go.
What's going on with Devo? What's going on with Devo?
I think he gets back on the saddle a little bit this week, bro. I really
Is that
do.
why Pearsall might kick off?
No, I think Debo gets back on the saddle. I'm saying. I don't know. I like Pearsall, but he's third fiddle. We've got a lot of Worthy votes, bro. Bro, we got almost a unanimous Worthy vote going on in the chat, bro. Freaking Worthy's crushing it. All right.
Yeah, but the whole thing is I got Hill and Disley. So should I drop Disley in the league? I'm almost scared to do that.
Look, he's okay.
Or Trey Benson.
Drop Disley. Drop Disley because
Trey Benson or Disley?
Disley, freaking Disley.
After this week, right?
All right, go Worthy, bro. Go Worthy. Everybody's saying Worthy. On break, Coach Gump. Appreciate you on break, Coach Gump.
You keep me up. You keep me awake as I go down the road highway. Thanks a lot.
Freaking fantastic.
When I get a chance.
Freaking fantastic. All right. Thank you.
All right.
Later. He was freaking hilarious. Worthy. Tyler, appreciate you. $2 hauler says 1 tight end, 1 flex. Otten, Jonu, Tracy, Irving. As we mentioned, Irvin's a good play. Tracy's probably a little higher upside, I would say. Right, guys? Are we going Tracy or are we going Bucky? They're both good plays. Otten or Jonu. I'm going to go Jonu probably. Jonu and Tracy are safe. Jonu and Irving are your high risk, high reward play. You got to kind of pick your poison, but let's let the chat vote on this one. Are we going with Tracy or are we going with Irving? We got a lot of Bucky. We're a big Bucky crew here. We got a lot of Bucky fans in here. If you remember back, Bucky was like one of the big waiver wire guys we touted, and people were all over. We were all over Bucky. So big Bucky community. So you got to kind of take that into account. You're going to get a lot of Bucky votes here. They're saying Bucky. Tyler, I guess you go Bucky and Jonu and swing for the fences. Tracy's solid, though, but Tracy had 2 very, 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 very bad turnovers at the end of that last game. Very bad. Very bad. Like, he lost the game, like, twice, and they were horrible mistakes. Let somebody pull the ball out of his hands, and then he fumbled the ball away and fumbled the game away. So it's kind of tough, to know what's in store for Tracy. Are they going to say, like, get back on your horse? We're not going to hold it against you. Who knows, man? Who the hell knows? I mean, people are getting fired over there. We got Bucky coming in strong. Tracy's coming back, making a nice little comeback, but Bucky's getting the vote. I would say, Tyler, Tracy is safer. Bucky's higher upside, higher risk. 1 running back, 1 flex. Swift, Aaron Jones, Bucky, Sutton, Debo. I would go Debo and probably, I would say Swift and Debo for safety. And I know Debo hasn't been safe lately, but I do think he'll be better. I think it comes down to play calling more than anything, which is still a problem. Will it continue? Will it change? Hard to fully know. But I would say, if you wanted to risk the biscuit a little bit, you could go, if it's full PPR, you could go Sutton and Debo. You could go Bucky and Swift. I mean, I don't know. Guys, vote on this one if you can. Vote on this one if you can here. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Bucky, Sutton, Debo, Jonnu. I'm going to go Swift and Debo. Final answer. Or maybe I go Aaron Jones. God, you guys are everyone's going to start Bucky no matter what the question is. Bijan or Bucky? Well, Bijan's on a bye. Bijan or Bucky rest of season? Bucky. Yeah, and keep tabs on Swift. If Swift doesn't play, it's either Aaron Jones or Bucky with Debo. I'm not sitting Debo here, though. I'm just not. Higgins to Washington, Billy Mack, that would be great. We hadn't really talked too much about that, but that's certainly in the cards. Guys, please vote on this question. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to change it up. Chicago plays the Vikings. They're in Chicago. Give me Sutton and Debo. Final answer. Ty. Sutton and Debo. Higgins to Washington. Maybe. Maybe so, my broski. Ozzy, Higgins, and yeah, you got to watch out. Swift is banged up. Higgins and Garrett Wilson, one for one wide receiver trade value. Higgins for Garrett Wilson. Bro, you're going to call me crazy, but I'd rather have Higgins right now than Garrett Wilson. I just don't trust the Jets right now. Would you trade London for Higgins? No. London's a little bit more valuable than that. I don't think we're jumping off the London train at all, let alone devaluing him down to that. Higgins is great. He's great. He looks good. He looks really good, and Joe Burrow loves him. Joe Burrow, you know what my takeaway was from Week 11, Sunday's game? Joe Burrow is when crunch time, when it came down to like an important play, especially on the Hail Mary, everything, he kept going to Higgins. I'm not saying he doesn't go to Jamar Chase, but when Jamar Chase is getting locked down, he just peppers Higgins, man. Higgins looks fantastic right now. He's going to be such an exciting off-season topic. I've been hard on him before because he can't stay healthy, and that is a problem. He was injured again this year. But, at the end of the day, he is a talent, and he's going somewhere. I even might have said in the offseason a couple times that he doesn't feel like he's a bona fide one. I think he looks the part right now. He's been fine-tuning his game. He's getting better every year. And he just looks like he could survive. It's just a matter of health. I feel like wherever he goes, he's a major injury risk, though. But it's exciting. Where is he going to land? Which side, K9 and Pacheco or Gibbs and Eckler? Give me Gibbs and Eckler. It's not even about Eckler, really. Gibbs to the Chargers. You might like that football-wise or something, but, Ladd, I don't know. I don't know that I want that. If it was, it's not bad. It's just Ladd's there. I don't know that I would want. I want him to go somewhere where there's not really a competition for the number one role. Higher floor, week 12, Gibbs or Connor. Higher floor, Gibbs. Always going to be Gibbs on that. Connor's good. Any given day, Connor could outscore Gibbs. That's just, Connor's good, but give me Gibbs all day. Superflex Dynasty question, Jordan Love and Wicks for Higgins and Pickens. I have Burrow and Hurts. Well, damn, bro. Love and Wicks for Higgins and Pickens. Dynasty. I think you probably take that. I would take, it's tough because, something tells me you tried to trade him. And as much as I want to say Love goes a lot higher than this draft value-wise, it's kind of a good move to make. I'd probably say get Higgins, bro. How are we feeling about Reed rest of season? I love him. I mean, he's kind of not a high-end wide receiver 2, and you don't need him to be. But he can play that way. I'd say he's an electric wide receiver 3. Electric. The chef says Higgins to Tennessee. God. What? That'd be the biggest, no offense, chef, but that'd be the biggest waste of a signing I've ever seen in my life. I might as well flush him down the toilet. "12-man PPR, QB, Hurts, running back Breeze, Kamara, Gibbs." Love that. Love that running back stable, bro. Amon Ra, Jettas. Man, that's a good team. Otten, Tracy, Jennings, Joe New, Tillman. Any moves? Yeah, your move is to stand down.
Alert. Stand down order in effect.
I mean, there's nothing to trade here. You're just creating a problem by moving any one of these guys. Absolutely not. I mean, maybe like Jennings and Tracy for one player. So yeah, I guess you could. Jennings and Tracy for Evans, for obviously you swing for JJ. Neighbors could be interesting there. Collins, that's the only move, Christian. But past that, you just stand it down. Juan, what's up, Juan? What can I do for you? Your mouth breathing over here. What can I do for you?
Oh, sorry about that, Smitty.
Yeah, that's right.
How you doing?
That's good. That's good, bro.
Good. Hey, so I have Jamar Chase and he's down for the week. So my other options are Tillman and Worthy. And his spot. Kind of having a hard time.
Well, he's not down. I mean, he's not down for the week. He's on a bye, but okay. But go ahead. So Tillman and what? Worthy?
Or Worthy. Yeah.
I'm gonna scare people with saying Jamar Chase is hurt or something. I would say, yeah, I would say probably Tillman's just safer. I mean, prior to this week, he had 2 really, really strong weeks, man. So probably Tillman.
Yeah.
Worthy's got higher upside. Well, maybe not. Probably not. He's got the same amount of upside, but a little bit more inconsistent. But there's overlap here. One of them could outscore the other any given week, but I'd say most of the time Tillman's going to outscore Worthy until Worthy could get on his horse, bro. But until we see that consistency, it's pretty easy to say Tillman.
Yeah. Which leads to my next question, is that Tillman would move to, or not, Worthy would be a flex option, or Worthy or Eckler would be in flex.
Give me Worthy. Eckler's getting good usage, but I don't know.
I was leaning with that decision.
Yeah. If Brian Robinson was out or something, that would be one thing. But all right, bro. Later.
All right, cool. All right, thanks a lot, man.
Appreciate you. Okay. Better IR stash, Olave or Hollywood? Olave by a lot. But who knows what happens. But could see May being top 10 QB with Higgins. Maybe Daniel. It's certainly not out of the realm of possibility. PPR, 2 wide receivers, 1 flex, 6 and 5 tied for third. Trade my Pacheco for Evans. I'd take Evans in a heartbeat. I have Gibbs, Chase Brown, Neighbors, Reed, Hunt, Waddle. Yes, do that trade, James. It's a great trade. It's fantastic, bro. Just like D-Hop was a waste. Yeah, please, no Tennessee. Is someone defending Higgins to Tennessee? Is that the same guy that said it? Please tell me someone's not talking about Higgins being good in Tennessee. Is there somebody actually defending that? It's probably Chef. Chef, no offense, Chef. we don't want that, Chef. No.
just been get lamb. Wrong. Muy mal.
Stock on decline.
No. D-Hop had 1K last year. Keep hating. Come on, bro. Chef, you aren't really trying to argue that Higgins to Tennessee is good for Higgins and good for football. He's not going to get it. You're not going to get the best out of Higgins in Tennessee with a horrible quarterback situation. Come on, Chef. This is you being a Tennessee fan. Is that on your hat? I didn't even zoom in yet. Is that a Titan? It is a Titans on his helmet. He's got Titans on his helmet.
You've just take a big lap. We don't need your head.
Chef, I love you, pal. I don't need you to leave. That's why I cut that off. I don't want to say we didn't want you here. I love you, Chef, but come on, bro. You're bringing your fandom to the table here. The fandom is bleeding out of you right now. You're defending the Tennessee Titans as a Higgins landing spot. Come on, bro. Baker, Mahomes, Bijan, Swift, Mixon, Kupp, Adams, Worthy, Mooney, Ferguson. Any moves or stand down? Have Mixon and Bijan on bye weeks coming in. It's a little rough without. Yeah, I don't make trades based on buys unless you're like not going to make the playoffs. How's Kyler doing with Marv? I love how you're trying to draw fandom out of me. I'm not here to be a Cardinal fan. So like it's wild that you even think this hurts me. And second of all, Kyler's doing fantastic, and Kyler's a great quarterback. So you're trying to like argue this weird angle that's not even related. You know what I mean? You can't come in and say, "Well, how's Kyler? How's Kyler?" Come on, Chef. You got to do better than that. Any moves or stand down? I'd probably say Bijan, Mixon, Kupp, Adams. I'm trying to maybe move Swift and Adams, to be honest with you, together for one player. Swift and Adams for JJ, Swift and Adams for maybe Neighbors even. Nico for sure. Obviously Kyron and Gibbs and Achan. JT, Kamara. Something like that, broski. St. Brown. There you go. How's Kyler? Pretty good. Pretty good.
Let him cook.
Kyler's doing pretty good. Ziggy, how many receiving touchdowns does Marvin Harrison Jr. have?
In the 2024 season, Marvin Harrison Jr. had 6 receiving touchdowns for the Arizona Cardinals. He was ranked 4th in 2024.
Ziggy acts like the season's over. Ziggy off. Okay, Jeff, need a wide receiver 2 and a flex. PPR. MHJ, Ladd, Stevenson. Need a wide receiver 2 and a flex. Probably going to go Ladd and MHJ, my boy. That's all I say. Plus, we can draft a new QB soon. That is true. But will you do it? I don't know, bro. Come on, man. Look, Higgins ain't going nowhere. Higgins ain't going nowhere until you have a quarterback. I mean, he ain't going nowhere near Tennessee unless you have a quarterback. So the timing might not be there for you, my boy. McBride doesn't have 0 touchdowns. He rushed 1, says Human Ziggy. Yeah, McBride's definitely down on the TDs. All right, I'll probably be back tonight. Appreciate all of you. See you all in a little bit. Thank you to every one of my super chatters.
He's 7 feet tall, and he knows how to handle a ball. He's Kyron, he can take frowns and turn them upside down with his touchdowns.
Hey Chan. Hey Chan is the man. His haters call him small.
But he is 9 feet tall.
Chan is the man.
People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.
Get burrowed.
Take a lap, don't come back. You're a Kyron hater, you're an HN instigator. Your mama never taught you how to be anything but AC Slater. And even if you want to pretend you like Kyron Williams now, he's never gonna love you back, so he won't turn no frowns upside down. Maybe you never had a papa, and that's okay, because I can be your daddy. Your mama never minded, so let's just be a big family. Kyron, HN, Bijan, Chase Brown. Look, there's another touchdown. If I'm gonna be your papa, you better get going. Take your lap and run it hard. And throw a little wave as you run down Smitty Boulevard.
Take a big lap. We don't need your hating ass coming back now. Take a big lap. Take one and you don't come back. Take a big lap. We don't need your hating ass coming back now. Take a big lap. Take one and you don't come back. Take a big lap. We don't need your hating ass coming back now. Take a big lap. Take one and you don't come back.
Take a lap, don't come back. You're a Kyron hater, you're an HN instigator. Your mama never taught you how to be anything but AC Slater. And even if you want to pretend you like Kyron Williams now, he's never gonna love you back, so he won't turn no frowns upside down. Maybe you never had a papa, and that's okay, because I can be your daddy. Your mama never minded, so let's just be a big family. Kyron, HN, Bijan, Chase Brown. Look, there's another touchdown. If I'm gonna be your papa, you better get going. Take your lap and run it hard. And throw a little wave as you run down Smitty Boulevard.
Take a big lap. We don't need your hating ass coming back now. Take a big lap. Take one and you don't come back. Take a big lap. We don't need your hating ass coming back now. Take a big lap. Take one and you don't come back. Take a big lap. We don't need your hating ass coming back now. Take a big lap.
Young,
You don't come back.
Young, appreciate this. Trade Richardson and Dell for Pickens. I would rather have Pickens if you don't need the QB help. So, Young, appreciate you dropping that. I'll see you all tonight. Later.